Welcome to the Coach's Corner on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's show is being brought to you by Moon Auto, CCBC, the Grumpy Beaver, AK Nayhouse, St. Barnabas, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Zuki Sports Tavern, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and eXp Realty, the Lisa Latham team.
We are here at the Larry Bruno Foundation at the Edward Sondheimer Communications Center in Beaver Falls on 7th Avenue for an edition of Coach's Corner. And tonight we're going to talk to a few coaches, but we're going to go over the brackets a little bit first, and then we'll have a couple of local coaches who were kind enough to join us. And I want to let everybody know that this beautiful foundation will open to the public soon, and there will be announcements on our station, and there will be a big celebration down here. It's in its 11th year, was in 2022, so I would imagine it's in its 13th year. Am I right, guys? Hopefully I'm right on that, but they have banquets every year. There's a lot of gentlemen here to thank. Joe Ercita, Butch Russo, Linwood Alfred, who will be here later, Bob Middleman, guys that are on this committee. Steve Higgins is a big part of this. We also, before we get going, we want to thank the fine folks at Zucchi's for donating the wings, and Frank and Paula Durish have donated beverages and snacks for the coaches and those that show up here to snack on. And also want to mention Curtis Walsh behind the mic, Ryan Garazunas back in the studio. I'm Mike Azadian. We're going to talk to John Karcher, and we're going to talk to Dan Bradley, two local coaches. We're going to get them in pretty soon as well. We'll talk girls brackets, we'll talk boys brackets, but let's just go through the list of Beaver County teams and teams in our coverage area first that we're going to have and talk about. And there's a lot of representation in Beaver County this year, and a lot of people want to know about them. So let's start in 5A boys. The just outside of our coverage area, a team that we do cover on occasion, the Moon Tigers in boys, will be the number 1 seed in 5A, and they got the number 1 seed over Franklin Regional. Their first game is going to be Monday at Moon. They'll play the winner of Trinity and Woodland Hills. So Moon, the number 1 seed in 5A. In 4A boys, the number 1 seed, pretty much prohibitive favorite, it's Lincoln Park. But some pretty good teams in boys 4A. Beaver, the Bobcats, play at Knock. I forgot to mention Lincoln Park plays Freeport on Friday. Beaver plays at Knock on Friday. Quaker Valley Quakers, they play at Uniontown on Friday. And on the other side of the bracket, Central Valley, the Warriors, they're going to play up at Hampton. So that's our 4A teams to talk about. 3A boys, Elwood City, and Coach Dan Bradley, who will be here a little bit. They travel to Washington. They're the number 9 seed. Our Lady of Sacred Heart, they're the number 3 seed. They play Derry. Those games are Monday. Beaver Falls, the Tigers, they're going to play at Shady Side Academy Monday. That'll be a game on WBVP. And in 2A, Aliquippa is the number 1 seed. They're going to play Nazareth Prep on Tuesday. That'll be a game you can hear on WBVP. Swickley Academy, the number 13 seed. They will play Jeanette, the number 6 seed. And then in 1A boys, Rochester, the Rams, they're going to play St. Joseph's Friday night at 7, and that'll be a game on WBVP as well. So the WBVP Beaver County schedule: Friday, Rochester and St. Joseph's; Monday, Beaver Falls and Shady Side Academy at Shaler; and Tuesday, it will be Nazareth Prep at Aliquippa. So that's the opening round. And then stay tuned, because then there's games Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll keep you informed of what we are going to do along the way. And girls, we start in 5A. The Lincoln Park Leopards, they're the 4 seed. They're going to play Penn Trafford. They will play Tuesday at Lincoln Park High School. That'll be a Tuesday night game. And then also in 5A, it's the Moon girls play. They will play Indiana at Indiana on Tuesday night. In 4A girls, the number 1 seed is Blackhawk. And last year they lost in the WPL championship to North Catholic. This year they have North Catholic as the number 2 seed. And Blackhawk does not play until next Friday, the 23rd. They will play the winner of Hopewell and Greensburg-Salem. Hopewell plays Tuesday at Greensburg-Salem. 2 more teams in girls 4A. A lot of 4A teams in the Beaver County area. Of course, Quaker Valley plays Laurel Highlands on Tuesday. And Central Valley will host West Mifflin on Tuesday night in girls. In 3A girls, we have Our Lady of Sacred Heart hosts Elwood City. So Elwood City boys and girls make it. And then Beaver Falls will host McGuffey. Those games both on Saturday. Olsh hosts Elwood City. That game to be at Avonworth High School. And Beaver Falls will host McGuffey. That is on Saturday. In 2A girls, there are 4 teams. So Rochester Rams, they travel to Burgettstown. That'll be Friday night. The Southside girls make it. They play Chartiers Houston. They travel to Chartiers Houston. So a lot of teams going on the road early. Aliquippa the Quips, they're going to host on Friday night. They'll play California. And the Freedom Bulldogs, a team that has been solid for a long, long time. They're the number 7 seed. They host Clairton. We'll talk to their head coach shortly. And we do not have any teams in 1A. So it's a representative group. We have a lot of solid teams in Beaver County. We have a good chance to see a lot of teams make it to the Peterson Events Center. In 5A, we have 1 team. 5A boys play Monday the 19th, Thursday the 22nd, and Monday the 26th. That's first round, quarterfinals, and semifinals. 4A boys, we have 4 teams. Friday, Wednesday, Saturday. 3A boys, we have 3 teams. They play Monday, Thursday, Monday. And then 2 teams in 2A. They play Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday. And then 1 team in boys 1A. They play Friday, Wednesday, Saturday. So 11 boys teams. That's a very, very solid representation of Beaver County. In girls, again, just like boys, nobody in 6A. In 5A, 2 5A girls teams. They play Tuesday, Friday, and Tuesday. In 4A, there is 4 girls teams. So 4A is where we have the most teams on both boys and girls. Tuesday, Friday, and Tuesday they play. In 3A girls, just like boys, we have 3 teams. They play Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. 2A girls, we have 4 teams. So that ties the 4A participation. They play Friday, Wednesday, Saturday. And no girls teams in 1A. 13 girls teams and 11 boys teams. So we start out with 24 teams. And depends on who you talk to. A lot of people feel there are a good 4 or 5 teams for sure that have a really, really top-notch chance to get to the finals, and there are probably another 4 or 5 teams that have a good chance if they play their best ball. There's a lot of good basketball here in Beaver County, and we'll talk more about that as we go through the brackets a little bit more here at the Edward Sondheimer Communication Center. At the Larry Bruno Foundation, we have guests coming over here in a few minutes. I'm going to start talking to the coaches. We'll go through the brackets and let everybody know that we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be back shortly here on Beaver County Radio.
When life brings the great outdoors indoors, you need a reliable washer and dryer with the ability to enhance cleaning and sanitize your laundry. See the experts at AK Nahas to determine a laundry pair that works the best for your family. Whether it's the durability of commercial cleaning like Speed Queen and Maytag, or the capacity and power steam cleaning of GE and Whirlpool, AK Nahas has it all. Cleaning is believing. See it all at AK Nahas Appliance, Furniture, Mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
Zookie's Sports Tavern on Constitution Boulevard has the best wings and homemade sauces in Beaver County. Zookie's Sports Tavern is the perfect place to grab a bite to eat or a cold beverage before high school football games. Zookie's Sports Tavern has a heated and enclosed outside bar, equipped with several big screen TVs, and is the ideal place to watch all of your favorite sports. Don't forget to become a VIP for discounts and special offers at Zookies.com. That's Zookie's Sports Tavern on Constitution Boulevard.
The new year always brings great promise and sometimes even resolution to change. Dr. C. Timothy Lip has a great suggestion for those of you who want to make a significant change that will improve your appearance and help you fall in love again. It's time to restore your teeth, your health, and your love. It's true, by restoring your teeth, chances are your eating habits and health will improve and you'll love your new restored smile. Click lipdentistry.com or visit Dr. C. Timothy Lip dental offices on College Hill and Robinson Township.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Bross from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard, across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
You're listening to the Coach's Corner on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's show is being brought to you by Moon Auto, CCBC, the Grumpy Beaver, AK Nahhouse, St. Barnabas, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Zookie's Sports Tavern, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and eXp Realty, the Lisa Latham team.
Okay, we're back on Coach's Corner, and our second segment, we're going to go through the brackets. I am sitting with the head coach and frequent guest on Coach's Corner. And he's been there for football. He's been there for basketball. We've been to some of his football and basketball games. Elwood City Wolverine head coach Dan Bradley. Dan, how are you doing today?
Really good. Thanks for having me.
So a lot of coaches are scrimmaging, and you guys scrimmage as well today. Before we get to the brackets, a lot of people don't realize that when you sit and don't play for a week, you have to scrimmage. You can't just practice because you go into these playoff games cold, it's going to bite you.
Yeah, you want to stay in a rhythm, a routine, but you always risk the injury that some people have been hit by. But we went today, we talked both teams, North Hills and us, and we say, hey, we've got to break away, let them go, dunk it, make a layup.
Have fun.
Finish with it and just get better. Yeah, so it worked out well.
That's what you have to do. I mean, any teams, and some teams like the Blackhawk girls, they're going to sit for almost 2 weeks. And that, in some of these classifications with 6 and only 12 teams, you get a first-round bye. That's brutal. They're going to have to probably scrimmage 2 or 3 times, I would think. That's got to be tough.
But, for them, though, it's going to be tough because the other classes will be playing. So to find an opponent might be a little tough for them.
And people before them, the team they're going to play is going to play too. Right. So, but what do you do in those situations to keep? Well, obviously at this time of year, kids are in condition. You give them a little bit of a break, but you still have to practice almost every day. But how do you get kids to be ready for a game? Then you might have to sit for a week or sit for 2 weeks.
It's tough. It's a good challenge. Hopefully some of the schools have a quality enough roster where they can compete within themselves. Take some time, get your legs back, and just try to create.
I would imagine with the kids, your kids got to be excited to be in the playoffs again, and especially your seniors. And you guys have a team that you guys feel as we do could surprise some people and make a run. So a lot of it's got to be the kids as well, motivating themselves, not just the coaches.
Right. Our group is ready to go. I'm sure anytime you get the opportunity to play in the playoffs, everybody gets amped up a little bit more and really looks forward to for the chance to win the title.
Well, we're going to go over the brackets real quick and just kind of go through things. If there's a team or a matchup or anybody you know, former coach, anything you know about any team, feel free to just jump in at any time. 6A boys, they start out on Friday the 23rd. So these teams are going to be sitting for a while. Mount Lebanon's the number 1 seed. They play Pine Richland, the number 8 seed. At Mount Lebanon High School. Baldwin is the number 4 seed. They play North Allegheny at Baldwin. And, of course, those two winners will play in the semifinals on Tuesday the 27th. Central Catholic is the number 2 seed. They play Canon McMillan. Then the 3 seed is Upper St. Clair. They play Butler, the number 6 seed. From what I've read, there's probably a good 5 teams that people think that could win in 6A, and it's not a clear-cut number 1. Joey David has a really good team with Mount Lebanon. They've got some good guards, and I think you well know that that's big in the playoffs. You have to have good guard play.
That's big. We had an opportunity to see Mount Lebanon play before us at one of the shootouts, Allen Deep Classic, whatnot. They have a nice team. Guard play is good. They have size. They have length. But I wouldn't overlook Danny Holzer's team at Upper St. Clair as well, always well coached. Like you said, there's a handful of teams that can really compete there. Central.
Central has like a lot of the kids that played on their football team, a lot of good athletes as well, and I hear Baldwin is very good as well. So really, they say the top 4 teams. There was a debate coming into the last week whether who was going to be 1 through 4. So it's not a clear cut there.
No,
in 6A.
A lot of good teams, but a lot of good coaches in 6A too. So.
In 5A, we have one local team, Moon. They're the number 1 seed. They're going to play the winner of Trinity and Woodland Hills. They won't play till Monday. Fox Chapel plays North Hills. They'll host North Hills. That's also Monday. Thomas Jefferson hosts Penn Trafford. They will play at Thomas Jefferson on Monday. Peters Township will host Kiski. And then on the other side of the bracket, Franklin Regional, a lot of people thought they were going to be the number 1 seed. They host Mars. Gateway, the number 7 seed, they host Penn Hills, a team a little lower ranked than they're used to. Shaler, the number 3 seed, hosts Chartiers Valley. And then South Fayette will host Bethel Park. So this one not as many quality teams. There's a lot of good teams, but not a lot of great teams.
Yeah, it's a deep field. Again, we've seen a lot of those teams play, and a lot of guys that have the opportunity to advance in that bracket and make a run for the gold. It's a very competitive field.
They have South Fayette has a young man named Michael Plasko scoring 25.8 points per game. Moon has Elijah Guillory, who's been one of their best players all year long. And then there's a young man that I've heard a lot about named Scoop Smith from Woodland Hills. So there's some talent through there. A lot of people think it's going to be Moon and Franklin Regional, that they're the top 2 teams. But you really can't overlook good basketball programs. Fox Chapel's been good for years. North Hills, Thomas Jefferson's risen up this year. Peters Township has as well. Same with their football team. So like when it's
Shaler's been building for this year as well.
Exactly.
A lot of senior players on that team as well.
South Fayette's risen back up again, so you can't really count any of these out. So this, to me, seems like a bracket that there could be a surprise in getting to the finals.
I agree.
So let's go to 4A boys. And this is where we have a lot of Beaver County teams and teams that we like to talk about. Lincoln Park plays tomorrow night, Friday night. They play Freeport. They're the prohibitive number 1 seed. I think everybody kind of knew all year long they would be number 1. Knock hosts Beaver. Beaver, again, 2 years in a row, a number 9 seed. They can't seem to beat Lincoln Park. They beat North Catholic in the last game of the season, and that probably rose them up to a 9 seed. Uniontown will host Quaker Valley. These games all Friday night again. North Catholic, a team that is in the conference with Beaver and Central Valley. They host Elizabeth Forward. Hampton, the number 2 seed. That was a debate as who's going to be the number 2 seed. They host Central Valley. South Allegheny hosts Bell Vernon. Montour having a really good season. They host Southmoreland. And Avonworth hosts Highlands. So it's Lincoln Park and everybody else, and it's a matter of unless they get upset by Beaver or Knock, two pretty good teams, or Uniontown, they could get upset. They haven't in the WPL in a long time, but it's going to take a special effort to beat them. Yeah, special effort, special night. A little bit of luck probably down the road, and you just got to be at your best that night. So when you play against a team that has stars like that has played all over the country, obviously, you have to take advantage of their mistakes. Obviously, you have to hit your shots. But is there another key to playing a team like that? Is there something you have to do? Because it's hard to press a team like that with good athletes. Is there something you have to do as a coach or as a program to beat a team like that? Well, I think you change the pace, try to probably hold the ball a little bit, frustrate them at some, maybe take out one of their top two players and try to frustrate one into taking mistakes, bad shots and forcing things. But tough task, A lot of teams have tried that. I know North Catholic has tried the I don't know if you've seen this, but they've tried let's start 5 guys, 2 minutes later, put 5 guys in, 2 minutes later, just rotate 5 guys, and that works a little bit. But then what that does to their team is takes their good scorers out of a rhythm, and you're rotating 12 guys in, and by the third quarter, your better scorers get cold. So I've seen that backfire for North Catholic twice. Well, yeah, I think they do something differently this go around. There has to be drop-off between number 5 and number 12. Everybody coaches their own team their own way, but might see them stick with their top bench guys. I'm sorry, their top guys a little longer. Now, this year we would not have a rematch of last year. Lincoln Park and North Catholic played in the final last year. They would only match up if it would be in the semifinals, but they could match up with Uniontown, a team that was at times thought to be number 2, but Hampton is the number 2 team, and Central Valley, a team that's been up and down. They're the type of team that on any given night they would hang in there with the Lincoln Park or North Catholic and almost beat them, and then the next night they wouldn't play a great game, and that's why they're a 15 seed. They made the playoffs, but they're very young, and when you have a young team, it's hard to learn how to win. Yeah, they're in a tough conference, tough section. But they were able to grind through it, make the playoffs, and hopefully they can use that for building towards a future with good playoff experience. Not that they can't win this game, but it says a lot when you play a lot of young guys. It's always upsets. They have some seniors, but their best players are youth. And let's talk a little bit about your former team. Team close to your heart, Avonworth. They've got a really good program in basketball, football, baseball. We've seen them rise up in athletics in the last 10 years. They've done a really good job from 10, 15 years ago. I think Avonworth's whole program has done well. Yeah, boys and girls. Yeah. They've grown leaps and bounds. It's a growing district. The student base is committed to winning, and their parents do the best to provide what they need to compete. Well, we're going to take another break. We've gone through the first 3 brackets, so we're going to go through 3A, 2A, and 1A, and then we'll check in a little bit later with the girls' brackets. We're here at the Larry Bruno Foundation, the Edward Sondheimer Communication Center. We've got food, and we want to thank the 5 people who donated food, and there's a lot of good food over there. Zookie's donated the wings, and Frank and Paula Durish donated beverages and snacks. And here at the Larry Bruno Foundation, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back here on Beaver County Radio.
I'm Patty.
And I'm Bob. We're retired, and we live at St. Barnabas in the Village.
We used to have a house.
Lived in it for 40 years.
Raised our kids.
But it became too much. The upkeep, the stairs.
Moving seemed like such a hassle. We didn't even know where to start, so we didn't.
Until we met Cindy at St. Barnabas.
She talked us through our options.
Yeah, and she helped us with our move and all the arrangements.
There was so much stuff. Who knew we had 3 fondue pots?
But she made it easy.
So easy.
Now we enjoy ourselves.
Golf, the pool, new friends, shuttles to where we want to go.
The pub and the food.
So good.
There wasn't a long-term commitment or any large fees.
And they have a healthcare system on campus with doctors if we need it. The kids really like that.
The kids like to come and eat with us.
There's an easier, worry-free way to retire at the Village at St. Barnabas. Come visit us for a free and informative counseling session and personal tour.
I can't believe you waited so long.
I can't believe you waited so long.
Visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com or call 724-443-0700.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry, classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
Let's get grumped up. Feel like grabbing a drink with friends or enjoying a delicious meal? Stop in the Grumpy Beaver, 234 Bridge Street in Bridgewater. Try a variety of hoagies or hot dogs. Enjoy the wedge selections or a mouth-watering dessert. If you need a place to host an event, they've got that covered too. Call the Grumpy Beaver today and become a member of the Grumpy Nation. To keep up with current events, live music selections, and more, follow the Grumpy Beaver on Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget to check out the Spirit Easy located upstairs behind day through Saturday at the Grumpy Beaver.
When life brings the great outdoors indoors, you need a reliable washer and dryer with the ability to enhance cleaning and sanitize your laundry. See the experts at AK Nahas to determine a laundry pair that works the best for your family. Whether it's the durability of commercial cleaning like Speed Queen and Maytag, or the capacity and power steam cleaning of GE and Whirlpool, AK Nahas has it all. Cleaning is believing. See it all at AK Nahas Appliance, Furniture, Mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
You're listening to the Coach's Corner on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's show is being brought to you by Moon Auto, CCBC, the Grumpy Beaver, AK Nahas, St. Barnabas, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Zucchi Sports Tavern, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and eXp Realty, the Lisa Latham team.
All right, we're back at the Larry Bruno Foundation, and what a fun place this is, and eventually they're going to open this up to the public. They're still working on things, all the trustees, all the fine folks down here, and this will be open to the public. It's just a history of Beaver County. Is this your first time here, Dan?
It is.
It's a really nice place. It's,
it is.
You know, a lot of Beaver Falls,
impressed.
but a lot of Beaver County stuff. They're going to keep adding things, too. I didn't know what to expect when I came back here in the fall, but this is really nice down here.
It's nice. I was very impressed and got caught up walking down the hallway to the back room with just admiring all the memorabilia.
We're going through the brackets, and boys brackets now, girls brackets to follow. We finish up with 3A, 2A, and 1A. In 3A, the number one seed is Deer Lakes, and they will play Monday. Deer Lakes hosts Stowe Rocks. Deer Lakes a solid team. This is another classification where nobody was 100% sure who would be the top seeds. Washington, the number 8 seed, they're going to play Elwood City, the team of the coach that's sitting right at me. We're going to get some more comments on that game. That game also Monday at Washington. They're the Elwood City, the number 9 seed. Neshannock, the number 4 seed, they will host Mount Pleasant. Our Lady of Sacred Heart, the number 5 seed, they're going to host Derry. On the other side of the bracket, Mohawks, the 2 seed, they're going to host McGuffey. York is the number 7 seed, they're going to host South Park. Shady Side Academy, the number 3 seed, they host Beaver Falls. That game will be on WBVP. That'll be Monday at 6, not 7. And that'll be not at Shady Side. It'll be at Shaler. And then Seton LaSalle's the number 6 seed. They will host Burrell. Now, throughout this year, there were times where it looked like it could be Mohawk, the number 1 seed. Looked like maybe Neshannock could sneak in there. Deer Lakes has always been in the top. We've seen Seton LaSalle was a team that a lot of people thought could be there. Our Lady of Sacred Heart as well. So this is another of the classifications where there's not a super team. And then there are a lot of really good teams between 7 and 10, your team included, that could surprise, and it wouldn't surprise me if there's a lot of upsets in 3A. I think there's a lot of teams with a chance to get to the finals here.
I agree. I think it's a tough class. There are a lot of upsets throughout the season, a lot of co-champs. It makes for a lot of parity, and I think there'll be a lot of highly contested games throughout the tournament.
Now, your team's going to play Washington, an athletic team. you guys have Joseph Roth. You have a senior. He's a tall kid. And then you've got a lot of guards and some guys that can put the ball in, and you guys have gotten better throughout the year. You know what Washington brings. If you happen to win that game, you would more than likely, and we don't want to talk ahead too much, but Deer Lake's a team that lost a lot of talent from last year, but still has a good program and a good team. I don't think that that's an impossible task. I see this as your team has, in my opinion, a legit chance to make a run.
We think the same. We're playing pretty good basketball right now. We've gotten better throughout the season. We've had 6 different guys score in double figures throughout the season, and contributions are becoming more and more consistent from a lot of guys. So I like where we're playing. Monday we've got to take care of the basketball, rebound well, and go out and do what we have to do.
And even a team like Beaver Falls, who's a 14 seed, who lost a lot. They had some problems. They lost 3 starters who left the team midseason, but still almost beat Mohawk, the number 2 seed, and they're going to hang in there with teams, and you just don't know what they're going to bring. There could be upsets along the way, and when you're talking about Mohawk, Seton LaSalle, Neshannock, your team, Our Lady of Sacred Heart, York, Washington, the differences are turnovers, mistakes, and who takes care of an opportunity.
Yeah, got to value the basketball.
We'll go to 2A next, and 2A, Aliquippa is the number 1 seed, and they have had a tough non-conference schedule. They've easily won their conference again, beating Northgate twice, running away with it at Northgate, a game we did on Beaver County Radio. They will host Nazareth Prep on Tuesday. All these other games Tuesday as well. The number 8 seed is Sarah Catholic. They face Chartiers Houston. Fort Cherry, the number 4 seed, made it to the WPL football finals this past year, and I believe the state finals as well. Bishop Canavan hosts Burgettstown. Greensburg Central Catholic, always a power. They are the number 2 seed. They host Fraser. Shenango, the number 7 seed, a team that used to be in 3A, but they've dropped down. They host Eden Christian. And Northgate has dropped to 3 because of their losses to Aliquippa. They host Clareton. That should be an interesting game. And Jeanette hosts Swickley Academy. I've seen Aliquippa play a couple of times, and they are it's only a couple of guys that are pure basketball players. Everybody else is football players, but they're so athletic that they just play unbelievable defense. They are tough to play against.
I think that's 2 things. They are so committed to playing good defense that they really lock you up. And then on offense, they'll do enough to get ahead. Mm-hmm. They'll spread you out and hold the ball and make you come get them. And they're just so athletic that they get by and drop it off for easy buckets.
A couple big guys like Cam Lindsay and guys that are just beasts on the boards, and they just their style of play, and they keep finding the athletes. These kids are dedicated, and their program is run really well. So they're going to be tough to beat. But to me, in this classification, it's really 2 top teams. Because I've seen how Northgate plays. They can hang in there with Aliquippa, but Aliquippa has proven they can beat them both times. I just think it's Aliquippa and Greensburg Central Catholic, and after that, it would be a surprise to me. Maybe someone else can sneak in there. Somebody can have a bad game, but I think this classification is top-heavy.
I agree with that. I'd still like to see Northgate play them again. Just fan of Cam Williams and their program. They miss a lot of laps. They just miss a lot of bunnies for some reason.
Not only that, they get too wound up with talking against Aliquippa. In both games, they try to intimidate them. I mean, you can't intimidate Aliquippa. Those kids, the way they've grown up, the way they've played in championships, you can't intimidate them. And Northgate tries to do that, and Aliquippa just kind of thinks it's funny. And then next thing you know, Northgate starts missing, turning the ball over, things like that. And you can't do that in basketball. You have to be disciplined. So we'll go to 1A. And 1A, the number 1 seed is Amani Christian. They're off till next Wednesday. They have a bye. They're going to play the winner of West Green and Avella. That game will be Friday, all the way in beautiful West Green. Have you ever been there before?
Yes, I have.
Oh, that's a long trip.
Yes, it is.
Me and Don Rebel have taken trips down there. They treat you well. They're nice. It's a nice place, but, boy, it's a trek. And Avella's a trek, too. So those 2 teams play Friday. Monessen hosts Summit Academy. Summit Academy back in the playoffs. And Union is playing tonight against Hillel Academy. Hillel cannot play Friday.
Correct.
So that game is going on as we speak. Union, the number 5 seed. Neighborhood Academy is the number 2 seed. They will have a bye. They'll play Wednesday as well. They'll play the winner of Aquinas Academy and California. That game is at Peters Township. That game is on Friday. And then Rochester, the Rams, the only local team, they're going to play at Rochester tomorrow night on Beaver County Radio. They'll face St. Joseph's, and then Carleton hosts Jefferson Morgan. Amani Christian, Neighborhood Academy, they're 2 really good teams, probably the prohibitive favorites. But Rochester having a really, really good year this year. Saw them play once. A couple of kids who played last year that were kids that, they didn't play this year. And then kids that didn't play the year before, they're back. So they've really had a really good year this year. A lot of people didn't know what to expect, but they beat Union at Union to win the section title last week and a deserved number 3 seed.
It's a great story. Just guys coming back, shocking our program a little bit, and they're able to go on and do some good things.
Sometimes when you're a newer coach and you have a lot of kids, and a lot of kids think they should be playing, and then they just cause disruption. And I think that's the kind of kids that you don't want on your team. You want people to be team players, and that's the guys that they brought back this year. So they're more of a team this year. Last year, they looked like they were going to be one of the top 3 or 4 seeds, and they just really went downhill and ended up getting to the playoffs but didn't do much. But this year, when you're a true team and you can really work the ball, and you can go into a place like Union and win. Union's been a solid program for years. That's a deserved number 3 seed in my mind.
Absolutely. Very good quality win there.
So we'll have that tomorrow night on Beaver County Radio, and we're going to take another break. And we are going to talk with the head coach of the Freedom Girls, and we'll talk girls brackets. And thanks to Dan Bradley. Dan, I appreciate you stopping by. Get some food.
Absolutely.
Grab a beer, do something, and have a lot of fun. Thanks. Good luck to you, and we hope to see you in the playoffs down the road.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
The finals.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. And we'll take another break here on Beaver County Radio.
Zucchi's Sports Tavern on Constitution Boulevard has the best wings and homemade sauces in Beaver County. Zucchi's Sports Tavern is the perfect place to grab a bite to eat or a cold beverage before high school football games. Zucchi's Sports Tavern has a heated and enclosed outside bar, equipped with several big screen TVs, and is the ideal place to watch all of your favorite sports. Don't forget to become a VIP for discounts and special offers at Zucchies.com. That's Zucchi's Sports Tavern on Constitution Boulevard.
The new year always brings great promise and sometimes even resolution to change. Dr. C. Timothy Lip has a great suggestion for those of you who want to make a significant change that will improve your appearance and help you fall in love again. It's time to restore your teeth, your health, and your love. It's true, by restoring your teeth, chances are your eating habits and health will improve, and you'll love your new restored smile. Click lipdentistry.com or visit Dr. C. Timothy Lip dental offices on College Hill and Robinson Township.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Bross from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard, across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
You're listening to the Coach's Corner on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's show is being brought to you by Moon Auto, CCBC, the Grumpy Beaver, AK Nahhouse, St. Barnabas, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Zucchi's Sports Tavern, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and eXp Realty, the Lisa Latham team.
We're back on Coach's Corner here at the Edward Sondheimer Communications Center at the Larry Bruno Foundation. And we're going to talk girls brackets with Beaver Falls head coach Dom Henderson to my right, and to his right is John Karcher from Freedom. And we thank both of you gentlemen for coming. Welcome.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
And we also want to thank the vendors for the snacks, and I hope you guys get some food to eat after. If you haven't already, there's some beer in there's some water, and there's some chicken wings, and Zucchi's donated the wings. Frank and Paula Durish donated beverages and snacks. We thank them, and I will definitely be eating once we are done. Let's quickly go through some brackets where we don't have a lot of Beaver County teams. 6A girls, it is Norwin facing Seneca Valley. They don't play till Thursday the 22nd at Norwin High School. Norwin is the number 1 seed. Mount Lebanon, the number 4 seed. They host Chartiers Valley. Peters Township, the number 2 seed. They host Pine Richland. And North Allegheny, a team that's usually one of the first top 2 seeds, they face Upper St. Clair. Those games are all on Thursday the 22nd. The semifinals will be Monday the 26th. Personally, do not know much about those teams other than some pretty solid teams, and I don't know if there's a prohibitive favorite. Have you gentlemen seen any of these teams play?
I mean, I could probably speak. We scrimmaged a few of those teams.
Right.
Chartiers Valley, we scrimmaged them.
Mm-hmm.
Upper St. Clair, we scrimmaged them as well. I seen Norwin play Kennedy Catholic at Kennedy, and that was a game. I think it came down to the girl missed 2 free throws from Norwin, and that's what cost them the game. But
you think there's a prohibitive favorite or an unbeatable team there?
I don't know. I think 6A is wide open, to be honest.
Okay.
Some of those teams are really good. Chartiers Valley, we played them in the fall a couple times. They're pretty decent.
Okay.
So, I think it's a toss-up. In my opinion, I think it's a toss-up.
We'll find out in the next few weeks. We'll quickly go to 5A. In 5A, Oakland Catholic is the number 1 seed. They play on Tuesday against the winner of Thomas Jefferson Penn Hills, a game played tomorrow night. North Hills, the number 8 seed, plays Plum. These games all next Tuesday, the 20th. The local team, Lincoln Park, who was undefeated for a long time this year, they are the 4 seed. They play Penn Trafford. Armstrong plays Latrobe, Greater Latrobe. The number 2 seed is McKeesport, a team that has had some issues and some problems, but still ended up a number 2 seed. They play Hampton. Indiana plays Moon. The Moon boys and girls in this year. Trinity, the number 3 seed, plays Woodland Hills. And South Fayette hosts Mars. Lincoln Park, for a long time, looked like they could be one of the top 2 seeds, but then had a couple tough losses. But their program has really come along this year.
Yeah.
Yes, it has. We played Lincoln Park in the tip-off at Geneva at the beginning of the season, and they're a well-rounded team, well-balanced. They see the floor well. They communicate. And you got to make sure that everybody's guarded to make sure that you give yourself the best chance to win against them. They play solid defense. They have good pressure. And we also had Trinity, which wasn't very favorable for us either. I had 3 starters that weren't there due to the Whoopule soccer banquet.
Yeah.
And Trinity just came out and they shot like 80% from behind the arc. And so Trinity, you got to be able to step up and close out on them on the perimeter. If not, they'll just shoot lights out on you.
2 quick questions. When you a lot of coaches won't do this. A lot of coaches will do this. You're playing up in classification to challenge the girls, and you take a loss or 2 through the regular season. It doesn't matter that you're undefeated. You're trying to toughen the girls up.
Absolutely. We played Moon. We lost to Moon by 5.
We played Moon as well.
They played Moon as well.
Yes.
And Moon is to me, I knew how good they were, but they were physical inside. And I think we needed to see that early, So, and just like Lincoln Park, I mean,
helps you.
Lincoln Park, we scrimmaged them early as well. They have a couple of my transfer kids down there. But, again, I think he got that team in the right way. they're moving in the right direction. So, I mean, you can't harp it on
and I have to agree with your assessment of Moon because we played Moon as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, it did get physical.
Yeah.
At first, it was a track meet, and then after a while, it just became a physical game, and then they just wear you down.
Yeah.
They wear you down.
Yep.
So it should be interesting to see if Lincoln Park or Moon could get to the finals. One other quick question. McKeesport, a team that they had to replace their coach mid-season, had some issues. We don't want to talk about exactly what happened because we don't know. But what's it like if you've ever experienced when something like that happens? Have you ever been on a staff where somebody leaves mid-season? What's it say about the kids that they're still good enough to be one of the top 2 seeds?
To me, I think that it's on the kids. It's a transition that you have to adjust quickly to. But again, I think if it's a mid-season change, I think the kids are already on that mindset that, hey, I know the coach is gone, but we're still here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's more on the kids, but they also have to buy into whoever is leading them.
Chip on the shoulder type of thing a little bit.
It's about keeping the discipline too with the new coach coming in and making sure that you can stay on that same path.
Absolutely.
And you know, try not to rock the boat too much coming in, but try to keep moving forward with what has been working prior to the coaching change.
Yep.
We'll go in 4A next, and we have 4 Beaver County teams or teams near Beaver County. Blackhawk is the number 1 seed. They're going to sit until next Friday. They'll play the winner of Greensburg, Salem, and Hopewell. Hopewell, the number 9 seed. These games now are being played on Tuesday. There are actually 4 byes, so only 12 teams. Greensburg Salem plays Hopewell. The winner will play Blackhawk. Highlands, the number 4 seed, they're going to sit as well. They won't play till Friday. They'll play the winner of Laurel Highlands and Quaker Valley. And QV with pretty much a whole cast of new players. They're going to be the number 12 seed. They'll have to go all the way to Laurel Highlands. North Catholic, the number 2 seed. Now, North Catholic last year, I believe, was the number 1 seed. They beat Blackhawk in the final. And then Blackhawk beat them in the state semifinals in a great game. Central Valley is the number 7 seed. They play at Central Valley against West Mifflin. Again, that's Tuesday. Elizabeth Forward, the 3 seed. They have a bye. And then Knock plays Bell Vernon, and they will play the winner. They will play the winner that will play Elizabeth Forward. So the question I have for you guys: there's 4 teams in this in this area. A lot of people think this is real top heavy. It's Blackhawk and North Catholic and everybody else. I've seen Blackhawk play. I've seen North Catholic play. I know how good these teams are. What's it going to take to beat one of these 2 teams?
We played Blackhawk, and it was a heck of a ball game. We were down early to them to start. I think it was 18-1, and then we came battling back. And midway, I think it was midway through the third quarter, we went up by 1 on them. But then it was back and forth, and then you know, Blackhawk ended up pulling away. But they are solid, well-rounded as well.
A lot of seniors.
But their inside play is where you concentrate so much on the outside. Then once they start feeding the ball inside the Hup, then Hup starts to take over. Then you start collapsing the middle. Then they kick it back out, and they just have too much firepower all the way around. And we also played Quaker Valley. We had a good showing against them. We ended up winning that game at Quaker Valley. But they're young, but they got a good squad, and
you never know what can happen in these games. What's it say for 4 teams that are going to have byes? I asked Dan this question, and I'll ask you, Dom, is Blackhawk, North Catholic, Elizabeth Forward, Highlands, they're going to not play a significant game for almost 2 weeks. You can scrimmage, but what do you have to do to guard against a team coming in, especially good teams coming in to your place that want to knock you off? What do you have to do to guard against losing to them?
I think the biggest thing is when you have that much time off, if you have kids that aren't healthy, you get them healthy.
That's cool.
Conditioning. I think conditioning is big, especially when you get to play a team that's going to move. You know, again, you get 2 weeks to condition, 2 weeks to get healthy as a coach, and then you get 2 weeks to scout. That's big. You know, you can go watch games from the beginning of the year to current, you know. Then you get to go watch the teams play live, and that kind of gives you a better assessment as well with that type of time off.
Okay, well, that's the first three brackets. We've got three more. We're going to take another quick break, come back, and finish up with 3A, 2A, and 1A with two of the girls' coaches from the area, Dom Henderson and John Karcher from Beaver Falls and Freedom, respectively. We are at the Edward Sondheimer Communication Center at the Larry Bruno Foundation, and we are on Beaver County Radio.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry, classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
Let's get grumped up. Feel like grabbing a drink with friends or enjoying a delicious meal? Stop in the Grumpy Beaver, 234 Bridge Street in Bridgewater. Try a variety of hoagies or hot dogs. Enjoy the wedge selections or a mouth-watering dessert. If you need a place to host an event, they've got that covered too. Call the Grumpy Beaver today and become a member of the Grumpy Nation. To keep up with current events, live music selections, and more, follow the Grumpy Beaver on Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget to check out the Spirit Speakeasy located upstairs behind the red door, Thursday through Saturday at the Grumpy Beaver.
No matter what the circumstances, no matter the reason, one of the few things that is left when a loved one passes on are the memories. Staging those memories in an honoring way is one of the reasons so many people have chosen J&J Spratt Funeral Home. A person's legacy depends on a lifetime of accomplishments and then how they are remembered. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has helped start the process of creating positive legacies for over 70 years. Visit jjsprattfh.com. Joseph M. Spratt, Supervisor and Funeral Director.
I'm Patty.
And I'm Bob. We're retired, and we live at St. Barnabas in the Village.
We used to have a house.
Lived in it for 40 years.
Raised our kids.
But it became too much. The upkeep, the stairs.
Moving seemed like such a hassle. We didn't even know where to start, so we didn't.
Until we met Cindy at St. Barnabas.
She talked us through our options.
Yeah, and she helped us with our move and all the arrangements.
There was so much stuff. Who knew we had 3 fondue pots?
But she made it easy.
So easy.
Now we enjoy ourselves.
Golf, the pool, new friends, shuttles to where we want to go.
The pub and the food.
So good.
There wasn't a long-term commitment or any large fees.
And they have a healthcare system on campus with doctors if we need it. The kids really like that.
The kids like to come and eat with us.
There's an easier, worry-free way to retire at the Village at St. Barnabas. Come visit us for a free and informative counseling session and personal tour.
I can't believe you waited so long.
I can't believe you waited so long.
Visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com or call 724-443-0700.
You're listening to the Coach's Corner on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's show is being brought to you by Moon Auto, CCBC, the Grumpy Beaver, AK Nayhouse, St. Barnabas, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Zucchi's Sports Tavern, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and eXp Realty, the Lisa Latham team.
Okay, we're back for our final segment here on Beaver County Radio of the Coach's Corner. Special edition, we're talking brackets, and we talked earlier with Dan Bradley with the boys' brackets, and now we're with Dom Henderson and John Karcher, and we're going to go through 3A, 2A, and 1A. We've got some time left. We'll get through it. 3A, the number 1 seed is Avonworth. They play Saturday at home against Apollo Ridge. All these games will be Saturday. 16 teams made it. Keystone Oaks, the number 8 seed, faces Burrell at South Park High School. And the Shannock, the number 4 seed, faces Brownsville, the number 13 seed. And South Park, the number 5 seed, faces Mount Pleasant, the 12 seed. On the right side of the bracket is where you're going to see the Beaver County-ish teams. You're going to see Shadyside Academy, the number 2 seed. They will face Mohawk. That's Saturday at Avonworth High School. Our Lady of Sacred Heart hosts Elwood City. That is also at Avonworth High School. That game is at 12 o'clock. The other game, Shadyside and Mohawk, that is at 4. So that's a doubleheader. And then Beaver Falls, we're going to get some information on them in a second. They host McGuffey. That is at Beaver Falls at 12. And then Waynesburg hosts Seton LaSalle. That is your girls' 3A bracket. So, Dom, I'll ask you first, the number 3 seed. We talked off air here. That's about where you guys expected to be. You had a lot of impressive wins this year. A couple losses where things happen. But how do you feel your team is ready to face McGuffey on Saturday?
I think they're ready to go. Like we put ourselves in the position we wanted to be in, and I told them, but there's two sides of the bracket you want. You either want the left or you want the right. And I told them, I said, if we go on the left, we're going to be in some water.
Right.
If we go right, we're still going to be in some water. But we just got to play our game, and I think they're ready to go. We've been practicing all week and getting healthy and getting moving. So I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be pretty good.
Now, John, you've had a team that's been top rated. It's been, because of classification switches. You faced North Catholic in the past. You've been in top seeds. You've been at seed a little lower than that. But when your team is used to being in the playoffs and used to winning, now talk to us about like where Dom's team's at, where they're learning how to win, and now they've got to learn how to win in the playoffs. So it's a different ball game than regular season because now it's one and done.
What we told our girls is that once we get to I call this a third season, we all start 0-0, but we have to put together everything from day one and carry that through and keep building going through the playoffs. And we approach it as one game at a time. We don't look ahead. We tell them that we just got to concentrate on the team in front of us and apply everything we did all season leading up to this point that got us here, but improve that game for the next game moving forward. It's the biggest thing is just being positive and reinforcing that to them that we just got to keep doing what we do, but get better every single time we're out doing it.
Is it harder to get a team to be a consistent playoff team, or is it harder to win in the playoffs and achieve greatness? What do you think is harder?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a great
I think
question.
the biggest thing in the playoffs is you're not playing the same teams.
Okay.
You might see a team that you played early, in the playoffs, but you're playing somebody completely different. So I think our kids get up more because they know it's somebody else. It's not, hey, we just played them 2 weeks ago, or we played them 3 weeks ago. There's just a completely different team, completely different style of play that we're seeing. And I think my kids are ready to go for that type of stuff because we're not playing this team this week, or we're not playing that team this week, So it's something different that they're seeing.
John?
I think it's during the playoffs, I agree with Dom that, I think the girls get geared up for it because, well, we know that, we played Aliquippa, so we know they're going to do this, they're going to do that. But now that we're in the playoffs, I think they hit that next gear and they want to prove that since we're here, now we got to show that we belong.
Absolutely.
And we got to put our best foot forward to go out and perform to the best of our abilities. And a great tool is Huddle. And we get when we get all these films in YouTube, I can't tell you how many of my girls sit there, break down film, and then have them come back to practice. And it's easier for them to explain to the rest of the team than it is for me to get out there and do it. So I think that gives a great aspect.
Let's move to 2A, and 2A is going to be played Friday. Greensburg Central Catholic, the number 1 seed, they face Northgate. Burgettstown faces Rochester. That's at Burgettstown. Fort Cherry will host Beth Center, that game at Peters Township. Chartiers Houston faces Southside. Southside, the number 12 seed. Aliquippa, the number 2 seed. They had a really, really good year. They're going to tomorrow night face California. Freedom, and John's team, we'll talk about that in a little bit. They are at home. They'll face Clareton, and they're the number 10 seed. Sarah Catholic, the number 3 seed, faces Brentwood at Sarah Catholic, and then Washington faces Winchester Thurston. That game at Washington. These games all Friday night. Quickly, Rochester, everybody knows what a success they've had. A little bit of a downturn last year, but they're back to a number 9 seed. I think they're a dangerous opponent for a Burgettstown. CJ runs a really good program there. Southside into the playoffs. They've had some struggles in their athletics except for football, but they could make a tough challenge for Chartiers Houston. I think Aliquippa is a deserved number 2 seed. And then your team, a number 7 seed, maybe not as much talent as you've had in the past, because you've lost some talent, but you still have enough talent that you're going to be an experienced team, and whoever you play, Clearton first, obviously, and again, you think of one game at a time. But is that where you expected a 7, or is that a little low? What are you thinking?
We were thinking, honestly, we could have been anywhere from a 5 to a 10 because of our playing the 4, 5, 6. Our record this year was 12-10. Majority of those losses came to the
tough
3,
teams.
4, 5, and 6 schools. But we played tough, and so we knew coming in that it was probably going to be between anywhere from 5 to 10. And so ending up at 7, we were pleased with that seeding.
Dom, do you know anything about Aliquippa and how good they are? Because last year I saw them play, and you could just tell they were not quite ready to win in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And this year they've had a really, really good season. Not quite what the boys have done, but they're trying to do what no Aliquippa teams have done in a lot of years, win boys and girls titles at the same time.
I mean, I know Coach Dwight. We've been coaching against each other since I coached 7th and 8th grade boys. I know what he wants to do. I know he wants to, compete and be, just as competitive as the boys. He also has one of my players as well. But,
it happens nowadays.
He has them turning in the right direction. I can't say that, he's doing anything bad. I mean, them kids are aggressive. They want to win, just as well as, the Freedom Girls. They're aggressive. And that type of basketball you can't really teach. That's more of just the kids wanting to win, wanting to have that, And, again, it's just the 3rd season. Yeah, they know. So,
John, real quickly, what's your team have to do on Friday night, tomorrow night, to win against Clearton?
Obviously, everybody knows about Ayanna Wade averaging 41 points a game. So, our approach was we have to neutralize her.
Right.
We know we're not going to stop her completely.
Right.
But if we could hold her to 20, 25 points, they're averaging 66 points a game. She's scoring 41, but they're also giving up 63.5 points a game. So, we're looking at the neutralization factor, to give us our best chance to win tomorrow night.
Quickly, 1A girls, we'll just zip through it real quick. I'm up against time. Union has a bye. They won't play till next Thursday. They're the number 1 seed. West Green will host Jeanette. Riverview, the number 4 seed. They have a bye. Monessen, the 5, faces Leechburg. Kindness Academy, the number 2 seed. They have a bye. Guyba will host Eden Christian. St. Joseph's, the number 3 seed. They have a bye. And Bishop Canevin hosts Mapletown. We don't have a lot of time to talk about them. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me. A lot of people to thank that have joined us here, of course. John Karcher, Dom Henderson, Dan Bradley a little earlier. Other people that were here tonight hanging out in the background, Bob Jeffrey Middleman, Linwood Alfred is here, Butch Rousseau, Joe Rosita, Steve Higgins, who runs the foundation, Ryan Garazun is back in the studio, Curtis Walsh behind the scenes here producing for me. I also want to thank Zookies for the wings, Frank and Paula Durish for the beverages and snacks, and I'm Mike Azadian, and join us again Friday night. Tomorrow night we will have the Rochester game. That'll be Friday. Monday will be Beaver Falls at Shadyside Academy at Shaler, and Tuesday we'll have Aliquippa and Neighborhood Academy, and we'll have as many games as we can along the way here on Beaver County Radio. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and one last time, I usually say go team. Let's say go Bulldogs, go Tigers.
Thank you very much.
How's that? All right, guys. See you everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Coach's Corner on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's show was brought to you by Moon Auto, CCBC, the Grumpy Beaver, AK Nayhouse, St. Barnabas, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Zookie Sports Tavern, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and EXP Realty, the Lisa Latham team. Coach's Corner holds forth every Wednesday at 7 o'clock on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, as well as BeaverCountyRadio.com.